Hi there, I'm Mark Sebastian, and this is the Option Pit Trade Idea of the Week. A reminder, this is for educational purposes only. Consult your financial professional if you think anything of this is interesting to you. This should be considered for educational purposes only. It is not a recommendation of any way, shape, or form. Be aware. Also, we've got an event coming up tomorrow, so you still have time to register. We've got the boot camp coming up as well. But if you go, we've got our VIX and VIX Primer ETP. And that's going to be our VIX and VIX ETP trading primer. It's going to be awesome. $147. Go to optionpit.com/VIX Primer to get yourself signed up. Starts at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central tomorrow. optionpit.com/VIX Primer. So what am I looking at as a trade today? Well, a name that's kind of caught my eye is Netflix. And it's not one I normally trade. It just is not. It's been flying around. Look at that. It has absolutely been flying around. And, that's probably not a shock to a lot of people, but if you look at kind of the chart of it, they've been hating on it, but if you look closely enough, pull this up, put that up a little bit. All right, and we pull up some implied volatility. Now, the implied volatility is crazy high. Crazy high. That's because the stock has been getting just absolutely destroyed. However, it seems to be finding at least a little bit of a resting spot here, and maybe has a shot at getting a little bit of a bounce. So as a short-term play, all right, I think Netflix could make a relatively wicked play relatively quickly. I'm going to look at, trying to play where it could come back from. And, that's like the 101, 102, 103 area. Maybe as high as 104. So I'm not looking for a huge move. So the trade I would look at would be the 101 calls. All right, yeah, the volatility is low. I could maybe look at the 100s. Either of those. So I might try and buy one of these calls for about $4. I think that is a trade that I can win on. And it's a September 25 weekly call that I can win on, and I'm just going to kind of carry that, and I think I'm going to try and sell it at $5 or $6. If you saw last week's show or last week's idea that I did, it was GLD. I bought the 107 puts for $1.50 that were in September, and I think you'll find that I sold them out at $2 earlier in the week, and even if one was still just following off the trade, they're up nicely. But I got out of this trade. I sold it out at $1, at $2 even, for a $50 win on a $150 purchase, so 33% in about 3 days. If you've got questions about any of this content, you can email me, mark@optionpit.com. You can call me 888-TRADE-01. I'll report back on how my little Netflix trade is doing, assuming I get filled here shortly. Okay, folks, on that note, I hope everyone has a great day, and I will talk to you soon.